Hi guys, my name is Hattie. I have a 1-year-old called Hugo and I am really passionate about helping other mums, sharing tips, sharing experiences. When I had Hugo, I really spent a lot of time on the internet, looking at things and getting inspiration and just tips and hints and just seeing what other people were doing. And I thought that maybe the tips and the experiences that I've learned along my very small journey of 1 year of parenthood, I could share with an audience and maybe I can help one person. And if I do, then that's amazing. This video is going to be 10 things that I wish I'd have known and 10 tips to help you with a newborn. There's so many things that take you completely by absolute surprise and it can be a little bit overwhelming. So that being said, tip number 1 is definitely don't be so hard on yourself. If you're a new mum and you're sat at home with your newborn baby just in complete shell shock, then don't panic, that's totally normal, but just be completely calm with yourself and give yourself a huge break. Having a baby is the biggest life change, I personally believe, and it can be so hard to adapt and to let everything else around you kind of fall by the wayside. And I'm talking about things that you would take for granted that you can do every day. So the hoovering, the laundry, the ironing, anything that you would usually do in your day kind of just gets completely tossed to the side. And if you're like me, it annoys you a little bit and it gets you down and you feel like you're failing, then just take a step back, lower your standards a little bit, appreciate the fact that you've got this fantastic life in your world, and although it's taking you away from things that you would normally do, just be so in the moment and stop beating yourself up about the laundry or the housework or whatever it is that you're getting worried about. If it is the housework, get someone to help you. I personally found having a cleaner just once a week for a couple of weeks helped me so much, just feel less stressed and less under pressure to do everything. As a new mom, again, you really feel this pressure to be everything and do everything, and you just can't do it, and that's fine, but not beating yourself up, I think, is a massive point. The second point is breastfeeding. I think that I was fairly naive in thinking that breastfeeding was going to be this super easy, super natural process, and I had the biggest shock when Hugo came. The midwife put him on my chest and he started breastfeeding, and I was like, oh, this is amazing, like how clever are babies? What I didn't realise is that newborn babies have a sucking reflex for 3 hours. And after around 3 or 4 hours, they totally lose it. And therefore, you kind of have to start again and go back to basics and teach your baby how to feed. And also, while you're teaching your baby how to feed, you're learning as well. There are so many things that I think can hinder or make breastfeeding a little bit more challenging. And it's really easy in the beginning to get really stressed out about it. But just know, if you are struggling with breastfeeding, it's totally normal. Anybody who breastfeeds will have been through the same. There's a huge pressure around breastfeeding, and I think as good as it is and as beneficial as it is and as lovely and bonding as it can be really difficult. If it's something that's stressing you out, it's getting you down, you're not enjoying it, maybe just take a step back and see what other options may work for you. You can express, you can do only formula, you can do only breast, you can do formula and breast, and just don't be put off if you are really struggling with breastfeeding. It is hard, we've all been there, and there is a wealth of information and so many amazing YouTube videos on breastfeeding. So if you are struggling, definitely check them out. Point number 3, this again is a huge one that I really overlooked, I think, when I had Hugo, and that is be on the same page as your partner. It's so easy to kind of let your emotions get the better of you. You've got this baby, and like I said in my first point, the baby just takes over so many aspects of your life. I'd even go as far as saying it takes over every aspect in your life, and one of those aspects is definitely your relationship. it can become a little bit tense, a little bit under pressure, and a little bit kind of, you're both scared, you're both nervous about having this baby. Things literally change overnight. So it's definitely really important to check in with each other, explain and communicate. Talk to each other about how you can help each other out. Remember that your partner has not been through what you've been through, so it's really difficult for them to get an understanding of what you're actually thinking and feeling. I would argue that they would never understand. I don't think men will ever understand the love and the stress and the guilt and everything else that a mom goes through. But definitely talk to them about it. It's easy to get frustrated with them, especially when they go back to work. You feel like you're just left at home with this baby and they go off and carry on their life as normal and your life has changed no end. One good thing I think that helped myself and my other half was I literally would give him Hugo on like a Saturday afternoon. I'd go and get my hair done, or I'd go and meet up with my friends, even if it was just half a day, and I would just leave him to it and kind of just switch off. And then it was a win-win for both of us because I got time to myself, but also he got some time with the baby, but also picked up quite quickly how challenging it can be to be at home with a baby. It's not that it's hard work, it's just that it's relentless and sometimes they just don't understand. So cut them a bit of slack, but definitely be singing from the same hymn sheet. Number 4, don't compare yourself to other mums, whether they're on social media, whether they're your next door neighbour, whether they're your friends or just somebody you've met in passing. It's really easy to get the guilt and to feel like you're a bad mom if you see somebody else doing loads and loads of things with their baby. There'll always be that mom who goes to every class, goes to every play group, bakes cakes every day with their children and just seems like they're doing it all. Just remember that she will have her bad days as well, and you know, we're all different, we all have different ways of doing things, and just because somebody's doing that, it doesn't mean that it's for everybody, and it certainly doesn't mean that somebody's doing something right and somebody's doing something wrong. If you are in a little bit of a rut or you find yourself comparing yourself to other people, just put your phone down, put your shoes on, put the baby in the pram, go for a walk, listen to a funny podcast. Don't let yourself go down that rabbit warren because it's so easy to start thinking about all the things that you should be doing and then looking more and more on all these people that you follow on Instagram who are doing it better than you. We're all winging it. Tip number 5, don't be afraid to be alone with your baby. Obviously, you're going to be alone with your baby quite a lot. And at the start, it's really nice and comfortable when you've got people with you, visitors are coming to help, and you might get yourself into a bit of a routine and relying on other people being around you. And then suddenly your partner goes back to work, your mum is busy, or whoever it is that's been there all the time to help you suddenly isn't there. The sooner you can be on your own with the baby and get used to their quirks and figure them out and get into your own little routine and your own little flow, the absolute better it is for the both of you. You'll feel more confident in going about your day-to-day business, and it also makes you feel really empowered, and you'll soon realise that you got this and you are absolutely fine. Tip number 6. This one again is something that I was rubbish at, and luckily I had a partner with me who was kind of trying to drill this into me all the time, is look after yourself. It's really difficult because your whole body and soul and mind and heart just wants to give everything you have to the baby. But your baby needs you to look after yourself as well. And I mean in terms of self-care, exercise. Obviously don't exercise unless your doctor's advised you. Even if it's just getting out the house and going for a walk, that is just such a good thing to do. It clears your mind, it makes you feel like you've achieved something that day. Do something that you enjoy doing. If it's a face mask, if you enjoy a chocolate bar whilst you're in the bath, if you enjoy just doing your hair or doing your makeup in the mornings, it's such an easy win, and it's such a easy way to just make yourself feel a little bit better and just give yourself a little bit of a cuddle. You spend 9 months growing this baby and everyone's interested in you, and then this baby comes out, you're left with a body that you don't recognise anymore. You're left with aches and pains that you didn't know were possible. You're left with all the hormones and the raging emotions soaring around your body, and all of a sudden everybody is understandably interested in this baby. So definitely take care of yourself. Tip number 7 is try and implement a routine. Even if it's a really loose one, it can be really beneficial to help you feel like you've got a little bit of structure and a little bit of control back in your life. Obviously, when you've got a tiny newborn baby, it's not always possible. But if you are somebody who likes structure, you like to kind of understand a little bit more about how your day is going to go, and you like to plan ahead for things, even just getting a nighttime routine down with your baby is super helpful. I had absolutely no routine with Hugo, and I wasn't really achieving much because I was just reacting to what he needed from me. And then it'd get to the end of the day and I'd be like, I've literally done nothing today. So what we did is I tried to follow a really strict minute by minute routine, and it did not suit me at all. If you're somebody who likes kind of a regimented day, definitely go ahead and do that. But if you're like me and you kind of like to just go with the flow a little bit, and maybe you'll do this, maybe you'll do that, maybe you won't do anything at all, definitely try and implement a nighttime routine. Bath time and bedtime is a really nice time to have with your baby, and I think the sooner you get that rhythm going, the better it is, and eventually the easier it will be to get babies to bed, especially toddlers who like to fight the system. Tip number 8. Tip number 8 is, again, it's a little bit difficult and everybody will handle this situation differently. People will have opinions and comments and things to say about how you're doing things or what you should be doing with your baby. First of all, just know that only you know what your baby needs and wants from you at any given time. You've carried them, you've birthed them, you've looked after them since the minute they came into the world. I used to find comments about breastfeeding particularly annoying, and again, it comes back to like your hormones and your emotions. I used to get really frustrated when people would say, "Oh, he's feeding again. Oh, God, he's been on your boob for hours. Oh, does that not hurt? Oh, that's the problem with breastfeeding," and so on and so on and so on. And it can be really frustrating and really disheartening. All I can say is the best way to handle people's comments is to just smile and wave. Just bear in mind that they're only trying to help, and take everything with a pinch of salt. Only you know your baby, nobody else knows, and it's really important that you just do you. Tip number 9 is just accepting that this huge change has come into your life. I think when I look back that I try to fight the system a little bit. It's really difficult to accept that your life has changed in such a huge way, but I think acceptance and understanding that your life is now so different but also so amazing and will be filled with so much love and laughter, it really helps you just move forward and to not really dwell on the things that you used to do. I mean, I used to spend an hour getting ready in the morning, not from a vain point of view, just because I enjoyed having my hair done, I enjoyed having makeup on, I enjoyed picking out an outfit for myself. And I really struggled at the beginning to understand that that just wasn't going to be a thing anymore. But as soon as I accepted that and I appreciated Hugo for all the things that he did bring into my life, not all the things that had to change, I really felt amazing and I just felt a lot happier. And I didn't really miss the things that I used to do because they were replaced with this amazing baby. So if you are feeling a little bit like, oh my God, like my life has changed beyond any comprehension, just take a moment to list, even if you write a list of all the things that are now so much better in your life, and write down the things that you miss and maybe just implement them once a week or once a month, and then gradually you can get back to feeling a little bit more normal. But definitely just acceptance is absolute key. My last tip, tip number 10, is be prepared and be organised. Now, if you're already a mum, you probably already do these things anyway, so maybe, you know, you're a better pro at this than I am. But what I've learned from having a baby and now I have a toddler, you need to take a lot of things out with you. If you're trying to leave the house for a certain time, it can be really annoying trying to get yourself ready, get the baby ready, get other children ready if you have them. They might need feeding, they might be screaming, and your to-do list is like up to here and you're just like, do you know what? I'm not even gonna bother going out. But what we do is we have a go bag. A go bag is basically, it's Hugo's changing bag, but in there we have everything we need for every kind of eventuality. So regardless of where we're going, this bag will always come with us, and it will have sun cream, medicine, we have a first aid kit in there, it's got sun hats, spare clothes, toys, books, hand sanitizer, we've got some bits that I need, so like lip balm, my purse, I've always got nappy bags, poo bags because we have a puppy. And so I just know that whether we're popping to the park or going out for lunch or going to families' houses, regardless of what the situation is, I know that we've got everything in there. What's really important about this bag is that it's always ready to go. So you're not running around the house because you've taken the sun cream out and put it in your handbag, or you've taken out the baby's hat and it's somewhere lying around in the house. Whatever goes out of that bag has to go back in, and it just means that you can grab it and go, hence why it's called a go bag. We also have this pod, and this bag has basically just got nappies, wipes, hand sanitizer, a portable changing mat and bum cream in there. Basically what I do is this is always in the car with me, and so if I do pop out and I don't want to take everything apart from the kitchen sink with me, I know that this is in the car always. So if we are just out and about, this has got everything I need. It's a little pod that came with our changing bag, and it's just really compact and handy. It also means that going to toilets and public toilets is a lot easier. You don't have to take everything with you and get everything out, try and hold the baby on the changing table. So I recommend getting a small bag or pouch like this and just keeping it in the car with you, or just keeping it in the bottom of the pram. So I hope some of those tips, even if they are obvious, I hope that they are going to help somebody out there. Like I said, being a new mum, there's so much going on. These are the things that I learned and they help me, so maybe they'll help one of you. If you have any comments, please leave them, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video.